Comic Book Nation. Welcome back to the Comicbook.com studio at San Diego Comic-Con. How many times can I say comic in one sentence? I'm Brandon Davis, and I am joined right now by Dinesh Shamdasani, Hunter Gorinson. You guys are having a hell of a Comic-Con, I can only imagine.
It's been fun.
It's having a lot of fun.
It's day one right now. I don't know when you're watching this at home. It's day one. Tell me about just kind of your plans this week and how busy you guys are.
Well, our company HiveMind has 3 major events happening at the show, one of which is The Witcher, which is going to be in Hall H on Saturday. Big event for us. It's going to be a lot of cool news coming out of that.
First footage.
The Expanse is coming back with Season 4, has a big presence at the show, and then Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Wow.
The feature film coming out in August has a big activation here with Guillermo del Toro too, which is exciting.
But no Bloodshot.
No Bloodshot.
Just want to clarify that.
No Bloodshot.
There's no
That's
Bloodshot
okay.
here.
We'll get Bloodshot soon enough.
Yep.
From what I heard from director Dave Wilson, I can't wait to see that. But let's talk, first of all, about The Witcher. You mentioned it. That is one of the titles that is here at Comic-Con that I'm most excited to see what comes out of it. The cast looks amazing. The photos that have come out look amazing. One of the things I'm curious, we haven't seen yet, is monsters. That's a huge factor in The Witcher. From your perspective, how do they look? How did you guys do them? Is it live? Is it practical? Is it effects? Is it both?
Open casting call. We saw a lot of monsters.
You can go to. There's some places in LA where you can. But how did you guys? How did you guys pull off some of these monsters?
It's most of it's practical CG hybrids.
Okay.
And look, credit goes to our partners at HiveMind, Sean Daniel and Jason Brown. They've been working on this thing nonstop
for years.
Yeah.
Labor of love to make this, a reality.
Very closely with the estate, and Tomek Babinski, who is a Witcher genius. He knows the entire lore, and they were all instrumental in the design and build of the monsters.
I can't wait to see.
Beyond that, if we say anything, the showrunner will kill us.
Correct.
So I was going to ask you, what monsters we might see, because we know necromancers, we know ghouls.
Can confirm nor deny that there are monsters.
If you have read the original books, a good place to start. That's what I will say.
We know this is very book-centric. Mm-hmm. You think there are nods to the games at all? Because the games, especially with Witcher 3, really blew it up. It became so popular. Is there stuff that gamers might also kind of get a kick out of and enjoy? Like, I remember that from the game.
Sure, absolutely. They've worked super hard to make sure that the show isn't just a massive epic mythology that is character-driven, but also feeds any place you came into The Witcher from. Whether it's from the books or the games or even the merch.
From where I'm sitting, Game of Thrones just ended, and the fantasy series epic, that torch is ready for someone to take it. So, You
sound like a Netflix executive right now, talking about The Witcher.
So they pitched The Witcher to you guys then. No, but what kind of audience are you hoping this attracts? Because I feel like that same core group could be looking for a void to fill, especially after such a divisive ending. But, and this could be that. That could be the series for them.
Yeah, no one involved, testament to everyone involved. Netflix, the showrunners, our producing partners, the cast and crew. No one is not swinging for a home run here. This is a massive show. It's going to have massive scale. This is a big swing. They're gunning to be the #1 show on television.
Wow. If it turns out to be as good as the book and the games, there's a chance that could happen. But let's talk about Superman, man. Henry Cavill is Geralt.
Yeah.
Tell me about him. Have you guys seen him in you've watched footage of him by now?
Yes.
Indeed.
What is he like?
Okay, so I can tell you a story that Jason Brown, our partner, told us, which is that he got to set and he had
in a Superman outfit.
No, this is Jason. Jason gets to set, and he is a Witcher. He also knows The Witcher very, very well. And within 24 hours, Jason's like, "Oh my God, I don't know what to do." Henry Cavill knows more about The Witcher than I do. He knows everything. What is my role on this production going forward? He's a massive fan. He did a ton of research, and he's phenomenal in the role.
Does he know how to use a sword?
We cannot confirm nor deny that there are swords in this show.
I hear you. All right, let's talk about Final Fantasy now. Another big title coming up that people are very excited about. It's going to be adapting Final Fantasy 14, right?
Correct.
Why 14?
14 is, for anyone that doesn't know Final Fantasy, 14 is the massive multiplayer game, and it involves elements from the entire series. If you know Final Fantasy, you know that while it's a series, it's unlike any series in the Western world. Each game is essentially its own mythology within this kind of larger superstructure, its larger architecture. And Final Fantasy XIV is unique in that it's able to pull elements from all the games. So if there are characters that are fan favorites in some games but don't appear in others, we don't have to pick and choose which elements we want. We can take elements from 7, from 1, from 9, elements that are unique to 14. It's really the best of.
It's kind of a celebration of the entire Final Fantasy saga.
So you're telling me there might be Blitzball and Chocobos.
Definitely, or 100% can guarantee Chocobos.
Oh, yes.
God,
Yeah.
There's been so many conversations about chocobos. So many.
Oh, that's amazing. And I mean, I was going to ask you familiar faces from because 14 is when you design your own character.
Mm-hmm.
So is there like an aspect where you kind of try to incorporate that somehow, or because there's also characters you don't control who are consistent for everybody? How do you guys kind of figure that out?
There are fresh faces that have not been featured in the games in the series as
cool.
conceived.
That's
so
awesome.
It's not just a straight adaptation of the game. It's set in the world of Eorzea as presented in the game, but is a new story from that world.
And when
I didn't answer that because now there's a Square Enix assassin on his way to kill Hunter.
they're not far away. That Square Enix booth on the floor is
Yeah.
pretty impressive, by the way.
Intimidating, I think is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, well, I don't work for him.
But there are familiar faces. Hunter's right. There are fan favorites.
That's really cool. And let's move on and talk about Bloodshot as well.
Sure.
I mean, at Valiant, we just got a new version of Bloodshot in
Yeah.
the comic, or a new origin story for Bloodshot. So the movie, can you say what origin story, what version of the comics will be most, like, which one would be the best to go read? Or if you read it, you will get the most enjoyment out of
Sure.
the movie.
I think two runs that are very, very close to Bloodshot movies. Dwayne Straczynski's Bloodshot run from 2012, and Jeff Lemire's Bloodshot Reborn, Bloodshot Salvation, Bloodshot USA, massive magnum opus. The movie was being developed before we launched Bloodshot in 2012, and we had at least the core kind of architecture broken. I mean, obviously, Eric Heiser, Dave Wilson, Vin Diesel all came in and built the mythology that became the movie, which we're all very, very proud of. It's an awesome film. But the core idea was built before we even launched publishing, and we built everything we did in publishing around this idea. So it came out of that. So this is kind of the missing, especially with Valiant fans, it's the missing piece. And if you've never read a Valiant comic book, it's kind of the starting place for not just Bloodshot, but the whole universe.
And there never was a definitive origin of Bloodshot in the comics themselves. This is kind of an untold chapter of what we've seen of Bloodshot, but is 100% in keeping with everything we know about the character from the comics.
One thing we do know about the character from the comics, he's violent, man.
Indeed.
He's gritty, he's violent,
It's
he's
in the name.
action-packed. Can we expect that type of tone, that type of, violence in the movie? Did you guys get away with some of that?
Dave Wilson's a phenomenal director. He insisted that there were lots of scenes in kitchens, in bedrooms, small, talky, two heads.
Nice, yeah.
No.
And then they rip him off, finish him.
Dave is a very visual director, and he's incredible with action. He's an incredible character as well. And I think I'm incredibly proud of the movie. It is a very unique balance of emotion and character with this crazy narrative superstructure that's like acrobatics and these incredible action set pieces. There are a number of set pieces in the film. There are two in particular that I know will be very, very talked about going forward. One is
100%.
a practical action set piece that is just you haven't seen anything like it in a superhero film before. And then there's a larger one that is just a joy to behold.
I can't wait to see Vin Diesel kicking ass, looking like Bloodshot, which prompts my last question for you guys. The look of Bloodshot.
Mm-hmm.
He is really known for his look.
Yeah.
The white, the red,
Yeah.
How did you kind of make that work in live action? What did you want to make sure you captured from his comic book appearance?
Oh, it's all there, dude. It's all there. It's a journey. The movie's
So
a journey.
what's it like the first day on set when you see him, like the first time you see him walk out as
Dude,
Bloodshot?
It's insane.
What
It's
is that?
Insane. He's in a full military fatigue with a helmet, and Vin looks amazing as a soldier. It's kind of crazy. It's a really good look for him, and he's just got this little name tag over here that says Ray Garrison, and it's just like your brain breaks. You're like, that's crazy. And that was our first day of shooting, and it wasn't until later that he was in, because it's a journey, it's an origin story. As we're progressing in the shooting, we get to set piece the practical set piece, where he's Bloodshot for the first time. He kind of semi-crystallizes, and there's the white, the red, and all that, and he is just a monster.
Chills.
He's a monster, and the scene is so cool.
Oh, I can't wait.
So
Oh
cool.
God, do you guys have the trailer in your pocket or something? Can I watch it?
Yes, we do have it. It is in our pocket, but you're not watching it.
Gosh.
But honestly, and I was joking at the beginning about Bloodshot not being here. It doesn't come out until February. And while you want to have the fun of having a movie at San Diego, we have a real winner here, and so there's like a quiet confidence. We're feeling very good about it.
I can understand. Play it safe, deliver in every way you can, make sure it's as far along, and rock everybody's world.
Sony have been great. They really trust Dave. Dave's delivered a phenomenal film. Vince delivered a phenomenal performance. And so they've given us the time to really make it sing. We didn't always feel this way. I mean, there was a long time of nervousness. But now we've had a test screening. We've had multiple cuts of the film. We're starting to feel really, really good about it.
Awesome.
And Sony's getting aggressive. So
the hype is real.
Yeah,
I'm on the train. I'm on the hype train. Thank you guys so much for stopping by.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Comic Book Nation, for watching. And make sure you stay tuned to Comicbook.com for more coverage of San Diego Comic-Con.